Hey guys, welcome to Primrose and Pearl Bath Products. My name is Melinda, and today I'm going to be working on a very special request for a custom Taylor Swift inspired bath bomb. I printed that bath bomb mold on my 3D printer, and the colors I'm using today are pink, blue, and purple at the request of the birthday girl that these are going to. Since my baking soda and kaolin clay are already bloomed in the colors that I'm using, my next step is to melt the cocoa butter that I will be using along with the sunflower seed oil. I used to use grapeseed oil, but bath bombs were literally the only product that I use it for, and I'm planning on using sunflower seed oil in other products pretty soon, so it was an easy switch for my lightweight oils. Next, I'll be adding in my SLSA, or sodium lauryl sulfoacetate, which gives the bath bombs their foaminess along with the fizziness from the reaction of the baking soda and citric acid together. So each of the colors gets a little bit of that SLSA. Now that my cocoa butter and sunflower oil have melted together, I'm adding in my polysorbate 80. Because I am using the red 27 water soluble dye in these bath bombs, I'm doing a 1-to-1 from my melted oils to my poly 80 just to help so that red does not stick to anything. And then I'm adding my fragrance oil. I'm using Cosmic Berry from Midwest Fragrance Company, which I know I talk about all the time, but they're probably my favorite fragrance company to order from. And Cosmic Berry just smells so good. Once I have all of that mixed together, all of my liquid oils are together, I put a little bit into each color instead of measuring out separately for each of the 3 batches. I just did it all together, so I'm eyeballing how much I'm putting into each of the different colors here. Once that's in, I am going to take my hand blender and blend that oil as well as I can into my baking soda, kaolin clay, and SLSA mixture. I want to make sure that I really get that blended nicely together. Texture is super important in bath bombs. You really want to make sure everything is blended together so you don't have weird little pockets of oil or pockets of dry spots that will affect how your bath bomb molds together. So I went ahead and I did that for all of the colors, and now I'm adding in the citric acid to each of the colors. I like to blend my oils into my baking soda and kaolin clay before I add the citric acid because I feel like it gives me a little more wiggle room when I go to add my binder to make sure things aren't getting activated. Then I have to go ahead and blend again. I think this is why sometimes I like soap making more than bath bomb making, because in bath bomb making, there's just so much more blending, and in soap making, you like stick blend once and then you might be hand blending colors and fragrances in, but I don't know, something about having to blend all of these times, just it gets a little tedious. Anyway, so I have my citric acid blended in, and then I spritzed with my binder, which I just use distilled water as my binder. Blend that in again, mix it, making sure I'm getting all the way down to the bottom again, just to make sure everything is really nicely blended together and I don't have weird pockets of things that aren't blended. And then I'll go ahead and do that with the blue and the purple as well, and check the texture before I decide I'm going to mold everything together and make sure I have that nice pressable texture but not overly wet where it's going to activate and give it a weird texture on the outside. Now I am setting up my scale to make sure that all the bath bombs come out the same weight with that mold that I 3D printed on my 3D printer. And I think this came from Cults 3D. It was a bath bomb mold somebody else had designed, which worked out super well for what my friend's daughter wanted. It says in my SWIFTIE era, and it's super cute. You'll see it when it's all done. She wanted the pink, the purple, and the blue, and I thought it would be fun to try to do kind of like this tie-dye look. So I am scooping just little amounts at a time of each color. I'm not really worried about making them exactly the same, just trying to get good amounts of each different color. The bottom of this mold kind of had some, I don't want to say sharp angles, like they're not really sharp, but some spots that I really wanted to make sure I got pressed in well so that the corners weren't falling off. So I'm taking extra time with my spoon to make sure I get things pressed into the corners before I smooth the whole back of the bath bomb. I like to take the extra time to smooth the back of the bath bomb. I feel like it gives it a less crumbly texture when you're opening it, versus if I were to just press it down with my hand and then unmold it. I kind of equate it to if you've ever done ceramics and you've like burnished a piece of pottery. Maybe it's a technique used in other art forms too. I don't know, but I did pottery in high school. So that's what I always think of, is like when you're burnishing the piece of pottery with something. Then I tap my mold to release the bath bomb, and there it is. I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of the bath bombs I need to do, using up all of the mixture, and then I will be back to show you how I paint these. It's been 24 hours that I've left these bath bombs to dry. Isn't it so cute? It's hard to read the words. It says "in my SWIFTIE era," but once we add the paint, it's going to pop so much better. And by paint, I mean mica that has been suspended in isopropyl alcohol. I like to use 99% isopropyl alcohol. I have found that it gives me less trouble than some of the other concentrations because it doesn't bubble at all or accidentally activate my bath bomb as I'm trying to paint all the details on. For the outside part of this, I am using a darker purple. I believe it's Mardi Gras from Nurture Soap, but I might be wrong on that. I can't remember, and I didn't write it down because squirrel brain. But I'm painting the little outside, and then I am going to go back and paint the words. My outline is done, and now I'm going in with some black mica to make those words really pop off of the background of the blue, the pink, and the purple. So I went in with a super fine brush to do all of these details. I had done all of the words black, and then I thought it would be cool to have the SWIFTIE part pop. So I went over it in gold, but then once I had done a couple of them, I decided I didn't really like the gold after all because it made it really hard to read the letters. So then I went back over it again with the black to cover up the gold. It was a lot of back and forth, but I think that the end product really turned out nice with the black lettering. Let me show you. Didn't they turn out so cute? I love the color combination. I love the theme for her birthday party. I just love everything about it. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.